Yes, today is another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is Kylo Ren. From the long series of Star Wars, this is Star Wars Episode 7, Something Awakened. God damn. What's going on, everyone? Yes, today is another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is Kylo Ren. From the long-going series of Star Wars, this is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now this figure is made by Hot Toy, and this figure is definitely highly detailed, and it definitely brings that character on screen to life. So let's go ahead and take a look at this figure and see what it has to offer. As always, let's look at a full 360 view of the toy. So for the most part, as we all know, let me go ahead and zoom out a bit so y'all can actually see everything. As you all know, Sith loves to wear black. So this character is pretty much draped in all black. Now the cool thing is that kind of makes the black separate really, really well. It is different pieces of cloth throughout the figure. Come in just a tad bit for y'all. There we go. There's different parts of the cloth, and it all has different pieces of texture, which kind of layers his outfit really, really well. So right here you look at like a real tight checker pattern throughout it, and it almost has like it has black and other tones in it just to kind of give a shimmery look, kind of shine, and it works really well. Then if you look at his arm, it's like layered black fabric, which gives another texture. And you can see his belt right there, just a slick black. His gloves is black and it has little ridges here and there. So even though he's all draped out in black, it still gives you a nice texture effect where he doesn't seem so boring. We're gonna look at a nice little tight shot of the side of his head so you can see the detail. There you go. And you can see nick markings throughout it. And it does resemble the shape of Darth Vader helmet. Definitely has that resemblance. Now I'm going to turn him around. Now, what's kind of nice about the back, he actually has kind of a hobo look. Like he actually has all this different layer of like rugged threading throughout the back of his outfit. Go ahead and zoom back so y'all can actually see everything. And then it goes back down to the bottom. That's pretty much on the same look as the front. It's just that back part has a different effect. And these are all separate parts for the most part. Okay. Looking at the other side. And this helmet does have random scratches throughout it. A little bit of nicks here and there. Looks really well. And you can see what I mean, like this weird pattern. It really pops really well. It's funny because when you're seeing this toy in a darker atmosphere, it just looks like jet black. Like you don't see nothing going on, just blackness. It almost looks bland, but then when you actually see him in light, you can definitely see everything that the figure craftsmanship is definitely there, and it looks really, really nice. It works. So that is a full 360 of good old Kylo. Now, as for height comparison, Kylo Ren is definitely a little bit taller than your standard 1/6 scale figure. Go ahead and put Judge Dredd up there. Let me zoom back so you can see. So he definitely stands over Judge Dredd. Alright. So I think he's about 12.5 or 13 inches tall. He's pretty up there. I put give you another comparison. Here's a Metacom Ava unit. And if you look at it, he's not that far off from the chin of the Ava. So he's definitely pretty tall. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at his accessories before we get into articulation. He get a right and left fist. Nice little thread in. Almost looks like sand or dirt or debris is in between his knuckles and gloves. Looks really, really well. Definitely well crafted. And I must say, like, if you're a big Star Wars fan, even though I'm not, and I really, really just like this toy design, for the people that is fans, I will say it's definitely worth picking them up. Really nice figure. I was not expecting to like this figure as much as I do. Because most figures I'll have for a bit and then I'll end up selling it. Or I'll just be like, nah, I know for a fact I'm going to end up selling it later. I don't feel this way about this figure. I just really, really like this figure a whole lot. So you're going to get that. You're going to get a sword holding hand. And what's nice about this actual plastic, it's like a softer plastic, so you don't have to fight trying to put his weapons in. Hot Toys does that really, really well, where they actually make firm plastic. It's definitely bendable, but it's firm enough where it's not going to drop the weapon, but it's not so hard to the point that you got to fight to put the weapon in. So I really, really like these hand designs, just dealing with that material. And he's going to get also a left hand to hold the sword, so he can do well. Well, not do well, but he can hold his weapon with two hands if he like. So that works out really, really well. All right. Then he's going to get a force push hand, which this looks amazing. All the little stitching in the gloves. Looks really, really great. They do such a great job at Hot Toys when they come down to clothes and so forth. Alright. And all them hands are pegged in pretty simple. They also give you some extra pegs if you happen to break one, which I think most 1/6 scale figures should do. I really, really like the fact that they do this, because nothing like having a backup plan. So that's really cool of them. So you get that. You're going to get his lightsaber. Now, what's cool about this figure as well, what they did was you get a hand that has a lightsaber already made directly into it. That's the hand that I actually have the toy equipped it with now, so I can actually just show you an easy way without having to take it apart and put the piece on. So you'll be seeing that in a second. But like I said, this lightsaber is really, really nicely done. I even like the fact that it almost looks like the heat from his weapon changed the color of the metal. Kind of have like that, when stuff get really hot, it turns to like that goldish to bluish tone. It's really, really nice. A lot of detail packed in this little lightsaber. And then this is his default arm that you get. So this is actually the arm that changed on the right hand side. It's just a simple hand. It is on a ratchet joint, so you don't gotta worry about it getting flimsy on you. It works really, really well. Now, on the arm that I have him on right now, you can't bend the wrist due to the fact that the wiring is running from the arm into the lightsaber with the LED lights, which I'll be showing you in a second. So that's why they give you that other arm that I just showed you right off the back, because that way you won't make a mistake and break it. Plus, if you decide to pose him around, you are going to get more posability out of that arm versus the arm that he has on right now. You do get a base. I still got my plastic on my base, but it's really simple. Just a Kylo Ren base. Resembles some of the symbols in Star Wars, or whatever that symbol is. Don't get pissed and start having a nerd fit. I don't fucking know the symbol. But beyond all that, you're going to get a stand, which is pretty much just under the crotch, which I really like those stands. It actually work pretty well. And that is all of his accessories. So let's jump into articulation. This is where I was really blown away about this figure. Is that tight is his fabric on his arms, I was really blown away the fact that he actually is not hindered by any of his outfit. He can pose really damn well. There's only one part that's probably slightly hindered, but then again, it doesn't bother me. It's his waist. His belt is so thick that it kind of prevents him from actually doing the ab crunch. But beyond all that, at the top of the head, you're going to get a ball joint, which he can look up about that far. All right. He can look that far down. He can tilt his head that far. Tilt his head that far. Well, actually, yeah, it's probably his hoodie in a way. But nice amount of tech. And you can pretty much angle it any direction. So this head works really, really well. As for a neck joint, he doesn't have one. If he does, it's hindered. Because I sure as hell don't feel nothing moving under there. But the way his head moves is kind of no need for a neck joint. So it works really, really well. Now, going to the shoulders, you get about that high up, which I think is pretty damn good. Due to the fact that this is fabric. And you can see the pull, but it's just stretchy enough to get his arm above his head. So I think that works really, really well. Now, he does have a swivel at the bicep, which you can see that going on there. Double hinge elbows, really nice bend. So it's no problem of getting his arm towards his chest, like so. Works really, really well. Like I showed you before, wrist joint is ratchet. Ratchet. But his wrist joint pretty much can go up and down. And you can turn it around on a full 360. Alright. Now, as for shoulders, they did give him that 3A or Metacom style shoulder joint. So he can push his shoulders in and out. You can see it there. Which definitely helps with making him hold his sword with two hands. He can do a little bit of turn on the waist. And like I said, you really can't do an ab crunch with him due to his outfit. Alright. Now going down. Let's go ahead and bend the camera down a bit. This is where I was also shocked. So we move these layers back, which you see a fabric first, then you see like this nylon stuff, and then you see some more layers that kind of resemble his arm, right? So let's go ahead and move all this stuff to the back. Now if we move that, you get like these plastic MC Hammer pants, which these things work really, really well. They look good. You can now actually see his boots, which also resembles his gloves. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in a bit so y'all can see that. It has the full like dirty stitching, like dirt is in it and so forth. His bottom of his foot is pretty much basic, nothing major at the bottom. And you can see, like I said, the dirt throughout the boot itself. Alright. And you can see little buckles on it and so forth. Now, as for his leg articulation, come back a bit. His leg go out about this far. Not because of the plastic, but because of his pants. They're kind of a tight fit around him. So he can't really go out too much. You don't want to stress it because you can definitely tear the threading. You go about that high, which is not bad actually. Works pretty well. And it's not like the character's doing flips and shit, unless he did in the movie and I just don't know, but overall, it works. He has a swivel in the upper thigh part, which is not hindered. You can go quite a bit around. Alright. Going down to his knee, they are double hinge, which works really well. Looks really good. Definitely works. And that's what I mean by the articulation is really, really done well. So if you was doing him running, You can do that. Looks good. Now, you can do swivel on the foot. Surprisingly enough, what's funny is that even though this is plastic, he actually has quite a bit of movement going on. And it actually holds. Really, really like that a lot. Alright. So that is pretty much the articulation with Kylo Ren. So, like I said before, if you're a big Star Wars fan and you're into this character, I know a lot of people was making fun of his look under his helmet for several reasons. But it's a nice figure. It's a really, really nice figure. Oh, one thing. So, before I actually end everything, and I almost forgot, on his side of his belt, go ahead and focus. On the side of his belt, a little notch. There's a little notch on the lightsaber. And you just lock it in place. And it's on there. And this is velcroed in the back. So you can actually shift this outfit around to kind of make sure it fits well for you. You can pull it down, you can loosen that up and then pull down his drape top part just to make it more tight around the waist where it's not bulk, like bunched up or so forth. So you can always alter that a bit if you need to. Now, as for the gimmick in the figure, so let's go ahead and zoom back. Bring him back. Come at me, bro. No, he got right here on this sleeve. This sleeve actually has a zipper on it. It's a real tiny zipper. So you push this back as far as you need to. And I actually cut on his damn lightsaber, which is fine because I was going to do that anyway. But you pretty much unzip this and it goes almost, show you, it goes almost close to his elbow. So it goes up quite a bit. You unzip that all the way back and you kind of got to roll up the sleeve, and that's how you change out the arm. Now, it is a pain in the ass. Huge pain in the ass. I'm probably gonna have a huge pain in the ass when I put this arm back where it's at. It's a switch under there, and it has let me focus for y'all. Sorry. There's a switch under there, and it actually has battery storage. It does take 3 small little batteries that goes in his forearm. So that's where you actually put the batteries at to power his lightsaber. And this LED light is pretty damn strong. I really, really like the way it came out. My boy kept telling me how good the light looked, and he was not lying. It looks amazing. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut the lights off so you can actually see how powerful this is. Give me 1 second. And you see how bright it is, and I got lights on with the window up. So, it's pretty damn strong. But, there you go. So, let's go ahead and zoom in a bit. That is his lightsaber. Full power. You can even see the light at the top is piercing through the plastic. So, works really, really well. And that, when it's pitch black in the room, this thing looks crazy. So, like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, definitely pick them up. Really nice figure. But, hope this review helped out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I definitely got to do some more reviews. I've been slacking because I've been hella tired. So, I'm sorry. But, I'm going to go ahead and start doing another review right now. So, you'll see several pop up within one day. Y'all have a great one. Take care. Continue to collecting shits. Peace out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When you support your friends for buying shitty toys. High five, motherfuckers.